These recent events have made clear once again the cost of perpetual conflict and lost hope. The challenges in Gaza, like this conflict as a whole, require political solutions. As we look ahead, our approach cannot be business as usual, and we cannot afford to repeat the mistakes of the past. Although Israeli authorities took steps to reduce tension, including rerouting the march, postponing a Supreme Court hearing on the CHRI evictions, and barring Jewish visits to the holy sites, the violence and heavy security presence continued. That very same day, Hamas fired 7 rockets towards Jerusalem, causing some property damage, setting off the escalation of hostilities. As I brief you today,
those who believe that by undermining the reputation and the legitimacy of the agency, they can somehow erase the Palestinian refugee issue are fooling themselves. To erase or ignore the history is not only discriminatory, it is based on misinformation and the denial of established fact. Palestinian refugees derive their status and rights from international law, the same law that strives to promote peace and equality. By seeking to weaken UNRWA, those who attack it only weaken the prospect for peace.
This is therefore time to call a spade and to abandon the cruel false equivalence that ignores casualty ratios of from 4 or 10 or 20 to 1, that places the occupier on the same footing as the occupied, and that puts a nuclear-armed regional superpower on the same footing as a people that has never been allowed to enjoy self-determination.
إن تدهور الأوضاع في دولة فلسطين المحتلة وخاصة ما حدث مؤخرا في القدس وفي قطاع غزة هو من صنيع إسرائيل، هو نتيجة حتمية لسياساتها القمعية واحتلالها الاستعماري. واليوم نقول لمجلسكم الموقر إن وقف العدوان الإسرائيلي على غزة لم ينهي الكارثة، وأنه لم يعد الشهداء للحياة، ولم يعد البيوت المدمرة لوضعها ما قبل أن تدمر، لم ينجو الأيتام من اليتم، ولم يعوض الثكالى عن الفقدان لمحبيهم. ومع رحيل إدارة الرئيس ترامب والأوهام التي كانت تسوقها، وعودة الولايات المتحدة إلى الإجماع الدولي وإعادة تفعيل الرباعية الدولية، لا يكفي بعد اليوم التأكيد على ما نص عليه القانون الدولي، مع تثميننا لذلك، ولكن واجبكم هو العمل على تنفيذه وليس مطالبتنا بالصبر.
The people of Gaza are victims of Hamas and are not our enemy. It is clear that the full responsibility for the escalation lies with Hamas, an internationally designated terrorist organization with an ideology similar to ISIS.
Hostilities in the occupied Palestinian territories.
Failing to condemn Hamas or attempting to create any sort of moral equivalency between a murderous terrorist organization and a democratic country acting in accordance with international law encourages terrorism, encourages anti-Semitism, hurts the Palestinian living in Gaza, and destroys any chance for dialogue.
Of the Middle East Quartet.
Blaming Jews for the death caused by a terrorist group feeds into the oldest of anti-Semitic tropes. The result of these dangerous statements have already begun to appear. Coming out of the pro-Palestinian rallies and demonstration, we could see and hear clearly the anti-Semitic attacks on the Jews and Jewish institutions, alongside the demonization of Israel and the call for its annihilation. Never has there been a clearer example of the fact that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism.
Supported diplomatic negotiations conducted